Well, today Heidi is going to share with us some ideas out of this new collection from Uniquely Creative from our friends down under. This is called While Away. Let me just show you one of the projects that she did. Look at this. How fun is that? Okay, please come play with us. Before we get into Heidi's creations, just let me show you what these two pieces are. So this is the 6x6 paper pack. There are 32 single sheets, and I know you love to see them. So there's 2 each of 16 designs. They are single-sided, and that just makes it easier as you are flipping through them to decide what you want to use. There are a couple of them that are collage like this, some that are kind of an ombre, very pretty, a stripe. We've got a couple of geometrics in here, a wood, and some cutouts also. This is a teeny tiny circles, more cutouts, and this, I call this a pastel cardstock, and aren't those pretty? And the tiniest gingham I think I've ever seen. More cutouts and a stripe. So that's 16, and if you were counting, you're going to get 2 of each. And then there are all of these die cuts. I'm going to turn this over and let's get into super close so we can see what these are a little bit. They are all kind of overlapping, but it gives you the idea of all the variety that's in here. Okay, now we're going to go to our first card, and this is what it is. This is using the Hunky Dory tent cards. This is the slim line, and it comes like this with 10 cards, 10 envelopes in the package. And the hinge is on, well, Heidi has chosen to put the fold on the left, although you can certainly put it at the top, so whichever you like. Now, as I said, these are 6x6 papers. So what Heidi did is that she took 2 of this sheet, and you get 2 of each, and she just kind of taped them together and used them to cut this piece. So, and the measurements, by the way, all the directions are down below. Just click on the card and you'll see what's going on. So she just, and I almost can't even feel where she did that. I guess it was just right over here. But because they are 6 inches, and this is obviously, I believe, 8.5 inches long, so you need a little bit extra. So you can do it. And this collage-looking sheet is a perfect one to do that. Then she matted it on tan, and the tan that she used is from Hidden Animal. So you can see all the blues and the tans in there. And then attached or glued it to the front of her card. Then she used the silver, our silver cardstock, and the rectangle cutting die, and she cut 3 of them, and this is with the scallop edge, and again in the directions she'll tell you which one she used. And then she cut with the straight piece the white wood and glued them in the center, and that gave her 3 frames to add the die cut. So you can see now this beautiful escape is kind of like a folder tab, and that's just glued directly onto the card. Everything else is foam taped, and it just works. I guess this is also glued. So you're going to see, you're going to get pennants, you're going to get flowers, butterflies, you're going to get other icons, and then very fun to get some red hearts in all of this. Now she did add a bow, and as you know, Heidi always uses the Hunky Dory bow maker, and so many of you love that too. And in many of these, she has used the 1/8 inch ribbons, and you just get a ton of colors. She made a bow with the aqua ribbon and zotted it right there. So beautiful escape. You can have books, you can have a cup, you can have flowers, and a heart, of course. And I love how that silver just shines, and it works really nicely with the colors in the papers. Now on the inside, she's got the same thing going on. Now here is that other kind of, it's kind of ghosted in the center and darker on the edges, and you can see that she has turned it and did 1 piece there, and then actually you could just cut it in half and then have the other piece, because in the center she has done another tan. So she's got tan on the front and tan right here, and glued that in place, and then did another thing with the rectangle, with the scallop, with the wood again, and more of the die cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 die cuts on the inside. Another little aqua bow and some pearls. This color of pearls we are out of, but you know, there are several different colors. In fact, she's used them on some of the other projects, so you'll be able to see some in case you want to change that to something else. So very nice. Happy birthday, best ever. Just really, really nice. Okay, so that is our first card. She just used 3 of the designs. We're going to go to the second card, and this is a center step, as you probably know. It will stand up like this. I can show it to you like that too. And this is made with a cutting die, and the cutting die is obviously called center step. This is part of the fabulous folded collection of dies, and Heidi used a solid cardstock out of the Frosted Flowers collection. And the one that she used, and she tells you in the directions that she wants it to have this burgundy, or yeah, on one side, and then this lilac on the other side. So that's the one that she used. You simply cut it with the cutting die. There's just one piece. And then just to tell you how to fold it, it's right here on the back of the package. We've got mountain folds, we've got valley folds, and you've got a beautiful piece like this all ready to go. Now what Heidi did is that she used this paper and she cut a 3 3/4 inch square out of it. And that's what she used on the front of her card. Now it looks like it's matted on silver, doesn't it? But instead what Heidi used are the thin line dazzles, the silver ones. And as we saw in the first card, silver is a really nice mix with this color combination. So she did that 3 3/4 inch square, attached it, and then did the thin line. So there's straight, or there's narrow, and there's wider. She used the narrow all the way around it. The friends, the circle, the flowers, and those are all the die cuts. And this is one of the pearls that you can use. This is the gold and silver. So she's pretty much used the silver, as you can see. Now down here, she also cut a strip, so you can see, let me turn this right. You can see that little butterfly? Well, it's that one. And just cut it to the width of the card. And again, put the thin line dazzles on each side. The Thankful for You is foam taped, and that's one of the die cuts. 2 more of the pearls. Now on the sides, I thought this was clever that she did 2 strips. Again, she's staying with this same sheet of paper and placed those just a little bit smaller than the card itself. And now she's used the wider strip. And notice it's not in the middle, it's just cord the outside of the card on each way. So that finishes our card front. Really nicely done. Now on the inside, when you've got that beautiful darker color, she's using, yet again, this same piece. So you can get a lot of use out of those 2 sheets. And you can see how this is going up. And this again is a rectangle that she has cut, glued it in place, used the narrower pieces, dazzles around the edge of it. And then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the die cuts, 1, 2, 3 of the little pearls. So beautifully. What's wonderful about getting them from any company in a collection is that everything's going to match. You're going to have the same imagery repeated, which is going to work beautifully. And I love the tags that they did. So that's fun. Okay. And this will fit in our 10 envelopes, so I want to make sure that you know that. So we're not going to ever leave you without a way to send your card. And I think the Friends is just the best ever Friends is really nice. Thankful for You. Okay, so that is our second card. Now the third one is the one that I showed you in the beginning. And you're going to start with your regular card. And I'm going to turn this over, and you can kind of see the shape. Don't worry about that. That's just a code that we use. And what Heidi did is she used the circle and scalloped cutting dies. So she took the, I believe the 5-inch one, and just placed it a little bit over the card fold, because you want to leave that straight, and then die cut both layers of her card. Now I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to focus on this top part. So she used, and here is This is the piece that has the little circles. And she die cut this, as you can tell, using that large scallop. And then she took the narrower one, just go down one, that is not scalloped, and die cut this piece out of it. And she glued those two together. Now at this point they are full-size pieces, and glued them onto the front of the card, and then put the smaller circle in the center of it, just like that. Glued them onto the card, and then ran it through your die cutting machine. And this will go through any of them. You don't need a bigger one. In fact, you rarely need a bigger one when you're here at Paper Wishes, so that will work. So you can see the combination of that blue and then the tans in that other paper. So then you have that center. Now we're not using that center in this project, but you can save it and use it somewhere else. And then you can see that she has foam taped all of these die cuts. And then she used the copper, and I thought that was a fun choice. The copper border and the copper jewel dazzles, and that's the flash that you're seeing. Now you might wonder, okay, where are the borders? Well, it's right here along the bottom of the pennant. So you can see it a little bit, but it's holding that pennant in place. And I like how she has that at an angle, as well as, so she's got 1, 2, 3 areas. This is a happy birthday. That ribbon is out of our crepe ribbon set. The crepe is absolutely my favorite to use for ribbons because it will not, you can smash it and it will just look perfect. So I like that in a ribbon. And let me show you on the inside. Then she went back to this little circle, it's this blue circle, and you can die cut out the circle and then trim off the top so it will attach perfectly to the inside of your card. So that worked out well. Now this center one, this is a die cut, she has 2 layers of foam tape because that way it's going to really pop up in the center of her card. And then again, you can see the copper dazzles, the copper jewel, and then more of the die cuts right around the corner. And that is very fun. And this comes with the our cards and envelopes, so that will work beautifully. So it's helpful to have the finished card in place, especially when you've got so many pieces, and do the embellishing. Okay, I've got one more card, and this is a card I have never seen before. So let me show you what Heidi has done. And so this is using actually 3 cards to make it. So I'm just going to open it up. So here's our first. That's going to open. That's going to open. And then that and that. So very fun, but it's really super easy to do. And notice all of those edges are rounded. So on the cards, on all of them. Okay, so here's what she did. So the first card is just a regular card. It is 5 by 6.5. And we're going to take the 3-in-1 corner rounder. And let me just show this. I know you've seen it before, but just in case this is new for you. It has 3 areas that punches. So you can just stick your corner in there and punch. And one says R10, one says R4, and one says R7. So all you'll do is just like this. So just push that in. You want to make sure it's all the way in and poke. And that is the R10. Now it looks to me like that is the corner that she has used all through this. So you're going to take your first card, fold it, and just in case there's ever a question, when the card comes flat, the center area is raised on one side and it is debossed. It goes down on the other side. Which one is the center of your card, you might ask? Well, the bump goes in the middle. That's all you need to know. The bump goes on the inside. So I'm going to do that. I would take a bone folder and just make sure that's nice and precise. Then you're just going to push this into the corner, both layers, and punch, just like that, all the way around. And yes, you will do it along the fold too. Just push it in, and one more. And just want to make sure that it's there. And that takes care of that. Okay, so that is one layer, and that's actually going to be the middle of our card. Then take another card and open it up and cut away so that all you'll have left is 1/2 inch of the flap. So this is the card. You're going to just cut it so that 1/2 an inch is left on the inside of the card, and this is going to be our front of our card. Then you're going to take extra sticky tape, and Heidi has used the 1/2 inch. Place it here, remove the red liner, and attach it. I guess you better cut it first, Paulette. Okay, it's good to do this. Then go ahead and punch your corners, all 4. And you're going to do this, well, not on all of them. I almost started to say on all of them, but that would not be true. So let me just get this. Okay, extra sticky tape along the inside, and then you attach that to the left side of your flat card. Okay, so you see this. This is going to fold in, and that's going to fold on top, and you'll have rounded corners. Okay, but you also have those flaps. Now, those flaps, according to my notes, are 4-inch squares. You're just going to cut 2 of them. Then Heidi recommended using Hunky Dory's adorable scoreboard. You can use whatever works for you. And we're just going to place it in the corner, and we're going to score 1 inch in, just from one edge, okay? And what I'm seeing up here are my inch grids, so I can see 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and just go over. And you're just doing that on one side. I'm going to put this back. And that's what I like about this, is that you don't then lose it. Okay, so this, and then you're going to, so this is 1 inch. Fold it. Going to put the extra sticky tape. Then you're going to attach it to the back of the center card. However, what's missing? What's missing are the rounded ends. So do the same thing. Just pop it in there, preferably before you attach it. And again, it just is so easy, so effortless. Okay, so that's attached. Then this is attached. That's going to go into the center. This one's going to get rounded corners, but not right at this second. It's going to be attached down here. And that is your completed piece. And it will look like this, except it will be naked. So we're going to decorate it right now. Now, what Heidi has done is a couple of things. So let me just show you what she used. We're going to start with that world's smallest gingham, which I really like. And she trimmed it down. I believe it is 4.5 by 6, but the directions will tell you that. Now, she wanted to do some inking on the edges just to get a little bit more color, and also to match what's going on the die cuts. And what is perfect for that is Air Force Blue, which was a surprise to me, but it just works perfectly. And so she took her cut paper, put it on the craft mat, brought this, and just went right around the edge. So that just worked very nicely. Then glued it to the front of her card. Then she used this piece, which I talk about as pastel, and cut a strip. This is an 1.5 inch wide strip that goes across. She did not ink that, but it just got glued. Now the trick is, because this is kind of going to become a little bit of a pocket, so only glue it on the bottom and the sides, okay? That way, when you're ready, you can take that paper doily and slip it in. You can take this beautiful escape and slip that in. And those get glued in place. And then you can take this 1, 2, 3, 4 of the die cuts and foam tape them in place. And some pearls. These pearls are the pink ones. And you can see that whole array of pink, from barely pink to hot pink. So that works well. Okay, that's our card front. Then on the inside, again, the same piece. And that is also going to get inked with the Air Force Blue. So she did it on the inside of the cover, and then also she did the same thing right here. So that worked nicely. Now I'm going to skip ahead and go right here. And for that, she used this beautiful piece. It looks like cherry blossoms to me. And let me just turn it. And so she cut one piece to fit on the inside, inked the edges, same deal, added another doily, and then while away the day, that is one of the die cuts. And then you've got more of the red hearts. And she's added a bow, and the bow comes from that 1/8 inch ribbon set, zotted in place, and more of the pink pearls. At the top and the bottom, she used a little piece of this cherry blossom, inked it and placed it there, and then foam taped the bird. And another bird, the same bird actually, is foam taped at the bottom. So that takes care of those two. On the other side, well, you're not going to have any of this cherry blossom left. And so she has placed those. Again, now she did the corners of these two pieces, inked them also, so rounded them and inked them and just placed them. And then there's one more flat surface, and it's this one, which I almost forgot about. So she did the same thing that she did on the front. So she did the small gingham and the pastel. You can see that she's got them here, but this one is a little bit lower, and she's got a half of a doily that's been tucked in, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of the die cuts. 1/8 inch pink ribbon is zotted in place, and more of those pink pearls. It is just charming. I love things that unfold this way. So beautiful escape, kicking back, and then you go beautiful little birds chirping along while away the day. So giving you absolute permission to while away your day or make some wonderful things. That's another way to use your day. Okay, so what we have are the two pieces, the While Away collection, and all of those die cuts. Let me just turn that over because that's a better way to see them. So both of those are in our Money Saver, and Money Saver, of course, on the right-hand side of your screen. As I said, all of the instructions are down below. Just click on the photograph of the card and you can print those off should you choose. If you are watching us on YouTube, we would love it if you would subscribe, and we welcome you to join us at paperwishes.com. You can take advantage of that Money Saver and certainly sign up to see our webisodes. In fact, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 webisodes a week. So yes, we have a lot to share with you. I want to thank Heidi for going beautifully and doing some very fun, very different projects, and that's very fun to see. So thank you, Heidi, and I want to thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you again.